And this is called general protection of civilian objects. They use the word objects basically for facilities. I'm not sure why, but I suppose it covers a wider class. And again, it reiterates that attacks shall be limited strictly to military objectives. And it defines them to be those whose destruction, capture, or neutralization offers a definite military advantage. And again, it says, in case of doubt whether a facility is of this type, it shall be, and it mentions place of worship or a house or other dwelling or a school is being used to make an effective contribution to military action. In case of doubt, it shall be presumed not to be so used. Realistically, if you make this interpretation, you're putting your own forces in some degree of greater danger, or maybe. And the advantage is protecting, the value of protecting civilians and non-combatants. And that's a judgment to be made. Next slide. This refers to attacks and plans for attacks or strategies. And it actually gets into the detail of that. It says, when you have a choice of achieving a military objective with more or less danger to civilians and civilian facilities, you should choose the one that involves less danger to civilians and civilian facilities. What is unsaid is that there's a trade-off. You may be putting your own forces in greater danger, but the sense of all these conventions is to provide greater protection for civilians, non-combatants. Now, again, the OD manual says the U.S. has expressed the view that this language is not a part of customary international law. By the way, customary international law is law that is applicable to everybody, whether or not you have signed up. So what they're saying is, not only did we not sign up to this, but it doesn't apply to us because it doesn't apply to everybody. It's not a part of customary international law. Next slide, please. Just sort of a word about the U.S. arguments. I mean, we seem to be saying that the AP rules are not compatible with what you might call the realities of war. But really, that's the purpose of these rules, to constrain the realities of war, to eliminate unnecessary harm done in war. But it remains a fair question to ask, where to draw the balance. Certainly in World War II, we, in many ways, were quite insensitive to the damage to civilian facilities. I mean, all the combatants were, but we were too.